song is called Abe Lincoln. It's about the same one that's in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure 7 minutes ago. I was just thinking about that um yesterday. You know, I had a rough day, but I managed to pull through. It didn't get too bad. I didn't downward spiral down the rabbit hole too far. But the thing is I just made a world peace video about 3 hours long. I think it's the best one I've made yet. You know, and I, not to toot my own horn or anything, toot toot, but it's probably the best one. It's like when you're an archer, when you're a Zen archer, and you're trying to hit your target. Sometimes you're close and sometimes you're not. I think I'm pretty close to the bullseye with that last video. Anyway, if you can watch the whole thing, I don't know. It's asking a lot. Nobody has time these days. You know, it's ironic that God, I shouldn't even talk about this because it's... But for the sake of transparency, this is ridiculous. You know, I'm talking about bug bounties. I've totally infiltrated a corporation, and like I called them on the phone. I called the guy that runs the place, and I told him that I needed to talk to him. It was very serious, and I needed about an hour to talk to him because we can't rush through this. You've got to understand, I'm not trying to blackmail you. I'm not trying to ransomware you. You know, back in the day, people would have just anonymously disclosed this to 2600 magazine or something. Maybe Bug Track? I don't know. These days, they'd probably try to collect a bug bounty on it. You know, I'm just trying to contact the guy directly that runs the place. And I've really, really pwned it. Like, seriously, they have one of the most expensive hard drive arrays I've ever seen. It must be worth at least $60,000. And I have total remote control over the thing. It's like 500 terabytes. If you can imagine an array of hard drives, 500 terabytes. I could erase everything if I felt like it. Or I could just be a little weasel and I could take their copyrighted proprietary content and siphon it out to the rest of you like a leak, right? The only problem is I love this company because I know how ma and pa it is. I know their roots, and I'm not going to hurt them. But he told me to wait. Like, his entire livelihood is at risk right now. Like, he really should show me more respect. But I understand that he's busy. He's probably got deals with very important people going on. Perhaps people that I love. You see how close this hits? Like, this is a business that I've worked with my entire life. If you can believe, back in the TV studio days. Yeah, this place, he's really should, but I don't want to disturb him. This is the kind of thing that could warp a mind. You know, this is like something out of a movie. It's like when somebody has complete remote control over your operation. When they've got you line, hook, and sinker, I think is the term. Checkmate? Yeah, I think so, bro. Like, you can't keep me out. Like, but I want to help him. I want to help the whole place, and I want to help all their clients. They have thousands of clients that I could exploit and, you know, put on the dark web if I even knew how to do that sort of thing. You know? It's a crazy thing when you fall into a trap like that. When you're a gifted person with a good heart and somebody leaves their door wide open and you walk inside and you see Disneyland and you play around and you realize, oh shit, I'm breaking and entering technically, even though I'm not breaking, the door was wide open. Technically, I'm trespassing at the very least. Oh, on top of that, there's a lot of valuables here that could either be stolen, broken, or otherwise. And, who wants to break Disneyland, right? That place brings people a lot of happiness. But at the same time, you understand what it's worth. Don't you? Don't you understand that's worth a lot of money? You could hold it you could hold it hostage. You could make a lot of money by making a ransom out of somebody. That's why ransomware exists. That's the exact right and correct and proper term, ransom, right? You've taken their data hostage. It's true. This company actually had a data breach 5 years ago. I think it was a bot, okay? And it was ransomware. They took the ransomware, infiltrated using a 0-day or whatever the fuck kind of exploit it used, wormed its way in, went straight to the SQL database, encrypted the whole fucking thing, and then left a ransom note behind asking the owners of the network to contact them if they want their data back, and they will only have 1 week to reply. Want to hear something sad? This company never found the ransom note. I know this because I've been through all their shit, right? They never found the ransom note, and they attributed the database thing, they attributed that to a crash. I hope I'm not getting anybody in trouble. Actually, you don't even know what company I'm talking about yet. But, you know, I don't want to get any of the computer people in trouble. I don't think that they lied. I think that they may have just overlooked, you know. I found this ransom note in a really odd place, if you can believe that. Of course, I have no evidence of it, because I deleted the ransom note. I was terrified that because I had control over their system, right, they might attribute this ransomware thing to me. Because who else could do it? It's kind of like in an old Western movie when you're standing over a dead body and people assume that you're the murderer. You know? And you're like, but no, I was trying to resuscitate them. I didn't realize they'd croaked. Please, you gotta believe me. I was trying to bring them back to life. I'm not a killer, I'm a lover. Why don't you believe me? I'm hoping that I can convince this CEO of a very big company. I don't think they're Fortune 500, but you know what? They might be. I'll leave it at that. And I might just be making all this up. This is just a funny little story. Just a little funny little made-up anecdote, right? We'll see, my friends. Come around the 5th or the 6th of November, I guess. I'm not going to hurt these people. They have too many important clients. But at the same time, it's exactly in the same line of business. I could do something really clever. You know, I could plant, like, in their store, I could plant, like, a recording, one of my cover songs, and I could say that it's an early recording, an early demo B-side from the original act, like, and that it's all sold out. And then I could post on a forum. I could be like, oh, I gotta get a hold of this. Do any of you guys got a copy? I gotta get a copy. And all these people could be listening to one of my shitty cover songs, my lo-fi recordings, believing that it's like the original act. Oh my god, that would be so funny if I convinced the world that one of my shitty cover songs is an early B-side demo of one of their favorite artists. I'd make an ass out of the entire planet with the computer access, the unauthorized access I have right now. That was one of the things I contemplated. I was like, should I do the right thing, or should I totally exploit this and just say, fuck you, world? Because you piss on me all the time! I'm a very powerful person. And they don't even believe it, I don't think. They think I'm just like some head-injured little drug addict. I don't know. Just a punk, right? I'm just a punk that you push around, right? Yeah, a punk with an atom bomb. A neutron bomb. Alright, I need to get some more cocktail ice for my ZTA drink. I'm gonna play some Bright Idea records for you. And you're gonna go buy it, because I'm a nice guy. No, I'm just kidding. I can't make you do anything. I can't herd cats, and I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make it drink. I can't do anything. I can't even fix my broken back. I can't fix the tumor in my gecko's stomach. I can't raise the dead of all my loved ones. Like, they're all just gone forever, and I'll never see them again. And, you know, there's some impending doom on the horizon that I see because I've seen shit. I want to do a dark web presentation, and I want to explain to you people why all the piracy on the internet is more piracy than I've ever seen in my entire life. And just because you're getting away with it right now doesn't mean there's not going to be a crackdown. I really want to save you, because one of these days the leaders are going to announce that they're about to do a crackdown, and when they actually do it, nobody's going to protest, nobody's going to question it, because they made the announcement in advance and you were all ready for it. And meanwhile, the pirates that didn't get the message, that are getting their doors kicked down as they're handcuffed and taken to prison for nothing other than sharing files. Yeah, it's gonna happen. I've seen it before. I've seen The Hacker Crackdown, which is a book by Bruce Sterling. Operation Sun Devil. Hey, I live in Arizona. I actually know some people that were affected by that, if you can believe that. Also, when Napster happened, there were plenty of students that were affected. If you don't believe me, look them up. Ask them, what was it like? Ask them. I dare you. And yeah, it's going to happen again. Because history does repeat itself. Because people become complacent. And they have a nature about them. People like to be led. They like to conform. It's the mayonnaise white bread lifestyle, as I said in the World Peace video. And when people are led and they conform, they get led by tyrants that just care about one thing, lining their pocketbooks. We should we're so far over the edge these days. I'm about ready to say support your government. And I'm a fucking anarchist, if you can believe that. And if you don't believe that, well, the task force will probably prove that. This song's called Punk Rockery. It's a coin I termed. It's a coin? It's a term I coined. The punk rockery. I said, you're making a mockery of punk rockery. And they said, hey, that's great. We should name the album that. And I'm like, if you really wanna, it's only my, you know, take on things. That's why I put it in a song. But if you really think it's something worth naming an album, I guess. This song's called Jesus Was a Sand N-Word. I'm sorry you can't see my video cards. Maybe if I point the camera at that instead of me. I'll be right back, and we'll maybe play a video game, or maybe we'll talk about the dark web. I really don't know. Okay? I really don't know. Should I let you see that? Is that too controversial? I don't know. How about the boobs on the chicken? Is that too, and the vagina? Is that too controversial? What about those high-heeled shoes? Aren't they atrocious? Jeez. She should really go to the mall and get some new shoes, right? I don't know. I don't know. It's just pictures and words and notes and stuff. Be right back.
Jesus was a sand nigger, and we are
think they are? Warfare, that's not for civilians. And you know, you may think that that has a particularly anti-American tone mixed with an anti-Christianity and religion tone, which might also cross over into Judaism and the Hebrew people because they share a close relationship, especially with regards to the Muslim and Arabic people. You know, the Fertile Crescent, it's a place where all those three existed. Anyways, and I guess two of them tend to side together, and one of them just tends to, you know, do what they do. I don't know. And it's just like, it's a big fucking mess, and they should all be ashamed! Basically. They should all be ashamed! It's really no way to conduct yourself. None of them! They're all fucking atrocious! I got real problems here! They don't even have real problems! They have fundamental differences about fiction! It would be like if a Star Wars and a Star Trek fan decided, oh, let's have a war. Because I think Star Wars is better. Oh, I think Star Trek is better. It's like, motherfucker, Gene Roddenberry did Star Trek. George Lucas did Star Wars. Neither one is real. It's just a fucking metaphor. You know? What's wrong with you guys? Doesn't anybody realize the price that we're paying right now? Right now! The price is too high for any of this bullshit! I got real problems going on in my life, man! You think my problems are no big deal, but my problems are personal. Your problems aren't even personal. My problems are way... Personal problems always outweigh, you know, these weird little differences that these... Oh, Macs are better. PCs are better. Macs are better. Hey, you know what? I was